here's what happens if you don't segment. I send out a message to the million people in my database. It's not really relevant to a lot of the people, right? People start unsubscribing. I start losing those people because I'm sending out irrelevant information that they don't really care about. Um, and maybe what you're sending is exactly what they want, but probably not. It's probably, and if you have a million people, they probably have a bunch of different interests, about a bunch of different things, about a bunch of your products, right? Now, if you're sending out a list of Christmas toys around Christmas, yeah, that's probably going to appeal to most everyone. But most things need to be specified to the specific user. So, even though I'm staffing IT people, right? Uh, there's very different jobs for everything, right? And it's the same for every industry. It's the same for literally every single industry. I was talking to another client, and this person is sending out a newsletter, and they're sending out a newsletter for parenting. Well, some of our clients have kids who are 17 and 18. Some of our clients have kids who are newborns and 1 years old. Do you think the material is relevant? The 1-year-old material is relevant for the parent who is 18-year-olds and vice versa? Of course not. Right. So once you start knowing your client and knowing more data about them and knowing what they're interested in, by the way, you can send out surveys with our system, and you can gather that information relatively easily as we're creating these forms when you sign people up. We can get them into the right bucket, and then you can segment your message, and I can send out my 1-year-old info to the parents with newborns of 1 years old, and I can send out my 18-year-old info to the parents of 17 and 18-year-olds. Right? I can segment it, and I can send out the appropriate thing to the appropriate person at the appropriate time. And it goes like that for every business. Whatever, your clientele is, whatever they're doing, you know, we can segment it and send out the information that is appropriate and relevant to them. Then they're going to engage with that content. They're going to be interested in that content, any community stuff that you're doing with that content, you know, and again, with emails, with text, with phone calls, with, however you want to communicate, you'll be able to do that through the system to the appropriate party. So with Bigly, you can sort your database down to really any group of users. You can tag any group of users. You can upload it as a list. You can put individual tags on it. The one I like to say is, hey, I have a VIP client list, right? If I want to add someone to the VIP client list, I add that tag, and now I can segment by that list. Where we're going with it is you're going to be able to do automations based off of that, where I'm going to be able to throw them into that automation I was talking about earlier, where, we can automate the texts and the emails and all of these repetitive things. So one, you don't forget about it, right? Because that's the big thing for me. Okay, there's 10,000 things I need to do, and I need to remember them all, and I need to keep them in my head. I just can't do it. I'm not smart enough, right? I can't function if I have to have 1,000 things in my head at one time. If I can create a system that automates everything that I do, now I can manage it and I can be successful. I look better. I don't forget about things. I don't miss oh, I was supposed to send that person an email. Oh, I was supposed to give them a call. I was supposed to send them a text. I was supposed to do this. We were supposed to get this out. We were supposed, right? Now, all of a sudden, it all starts becoming automated. And it's the same thing with the management. It's really hard to manage in 20 different places. It's so hard. So hard to manage in 20 different places. Everything on one screen, the same screen I use every day. Oh, all my tasks are here. Oh, my calendar's here. Oh, my inbox is here, right? Oh, all my blasts are here. All the things I've set up, right? It's so much easier to do it that way.